Are you happy with CNAC's legacy? I mean, you made such a difference to China and more effort in the CBI in the 20th century, and yet now the 21st century, there's still so much. I mean, well, there's so much interest in CNAC.
Yes.
Does that make you very happy?
Yeah. Oh yes, I'm very proud to have been a part of this operation in the beginning with CNAC. But as I said, we came under the umbrella of CBI, so they welcomed the CNAC personnel into the organization of the China-Burma-India Veterans Association, which I joined, and the Hump Pilots Association was started by these military people. And they recognized it, and thanks to Bill Maher, who worked 2 or 3 years with Washington and his senator, they finally decided that we deserved medals as well. So we got our medals, as did the AVG, who were civilians, and the Merchant Marine, who were across the Atlantic, they too. So we all got our medals out in the long run. And I have many friends with the CBI, and we're all very proud, and they're very not envious, but they love the fact that they can associate with us. And when that guy says he made 25 round trips, and I said I made 680, that didn't mean a thing. It's just, we were still good friends. And a lot of those guys made more money than I did, and they were big businessmen riding around in Cadillacs, and I got an old Ford. But I'm happy with my lot, and I have no complaints, I think. I was different airlines. I lived almost 20 years in the Middle East. I lived in Lebanon for 10 years, and they had a whole lot of CNAC guys in Lebanon. We used to have reunions there in the 50s and so forth. We did that, and I would meet others that worked for Aramco in Dhahran that were with CNAC. And so it was some mechanics that were working for Saudi Arabian Airlines. So they were scattered all over, and many of them made good money and good businesses. Gingas went into renting tuxedos in Chicago or something, made himself a fortune. There was all sorts of things, yes.
What was the ground crew, like the local ground crew for CNAC? Yeah. How large was the team?
Our maintenance operation was, I would say, first class. We had engine overhaul in Dum Dum, and mechanics, a lot of Chinese mechanics, some Korean mechanics, Indian mechanics, and of course American supervising mechanics. A lot came over from AVG, a lot came from Pan American, and worked with us. In Calcutta mainly, but we had some in Dinjan and some in Kunming. And so I was never worried about our maintenance. I think we had first-class maintenance, and they did a terrific job in handling it. We had other problems, though. Some of our parachutes, we found out that some of the local guys that were handling cargo and stuff like that would steal our silk from our parachute and fill them up with newspapers. So I said to one guy, I'd hate to be bailing out and flying out through space 120 miles an hour reading the newspaper. So it was a great life. I had no complexions.
Good fun.
Many years later, after all this complication, I joined the federal government, FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, and they checked me out on all the big local airline businesses, and I was checked out on the pilots and flight engineers, on the 707, the Jumbo 747, the Lockheed TriStar. All these airplanes were under my thing, and I would check all the pilot crews. I even checked some of CNAC operation of the Flying Tiger Airlines. I checked sort of those guys out in Los Angeles. And so it was a lot of Pan Am guys I knew in Africa. I gave them their check flights. So I was a busy boy, and it was a very exciting life. The only ones I didn't like was having to investigate accidents. That was not my thing, but I had to do that also. But I traveled around the world. I was an international office, and retired almost after 30 years of that at the age of 76, about ready to grow a long beard.